Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 4. The episode starts off with A1 and Lyrica having this launch party for A1's new record label. Princess and Ray J, they show up for support. And we also have Alexis Sky showing up with her new dude. I think his name is Solo Lucci or something like that. And they've been dating for about a month now. And the question is still lingering. Why do you and Masika still have beef at this point? Like, neither one of y'all are dating Fetty Wap. You have a new dude. Like, y'all need to get the fuck over it. But anyway, so A1 still has to remind us that he has 7 singles on the radio in case, we forgot. um, and on top of that, he's performing a single of his own on the stage called Toot That Whoa Whoa. And when he was performing it, I was just kind of looking like, I don't know if I can get with this or not, And then he had the dancers on the stage, and they had the word "whoa" on the back of their shorts or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know about this. So, anyways, Princess Ray J they're having a conversation with Alexis and Lucci and everything. They haven't known each other very long. I think Ray J, he met Lucci first, and then he met Alexis, and he introduced Alexis to Princess, and they started to hit it off. So they are pretty cool now, whatever. So the guys go on ahead and get, Princess and Alexis some drinks. And, Alexis and Princess, they're like, we just want some water or whatever. So the guys, go to where they're going. And, Alexis is like, what's up with you? Like, why you only want some water or whatever? And, Princess is like, my period is late and I think that I'm pregnant or whatever. She's talking about how her and Ray have been trying and trying or whatever. And then she asks Alexis, why are you only drinking water? And Alexis is like, because I think I'm pregnant too. And I'm just like, like, okay. But anyway, so she thinks she's pregnant too or whatever. And Alexis, she's like, her relationship is still new, and old boy Lucci or whatever, he has baby mama issues, and she don't got time for that, and she's not ready for a baby yet. And I'm just like, well, condoms do help prevent that. I'm just saying, but okay, so we have both the mamas of A1 and Lyrica there, Big Lyrica and Mama Pam. So they're there or whatever, Big Lyrica, she's asking A1 about, little Lyrica's project. She's like, where's her project at, or you just pushing your album first and everything. And Lyrica is saying, like, how the fans have been waiting, and asking for it, and it's still not out or whatever. And Lyrica is talking about how she doesn't want any females signed until, her project is completed. And I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of these storylines about every time a dude wants to work with other female artists, their wife or their spouse, feels some type of way about it, and is like, no, he can't, work with no other female artists until this, that, and the third. Like, as if, like, motherfuckers can't multitask. It's called the music industry for a reason. Like, I'm not even about to get myself worked up about it, but y'all feel what I'm saying, okay? Like, shit is crazy. I'm sick of that same storyline they keep on fucking rotating. But anyways, he tells Lyrica she sounds jealous or whatever, this, that, and the third. She claims she's not, and blase, and she walks off. So then we get Tierra, she's saying how, what she's saying, what she always, says, how her career is back on track, and yeah, and then, we find out that she's dating Cisco. Yes, light-skinned, milk dud headed ass Cisco from Love and Hip Hop New York. And of course, we already know this, If you know, if you had seen, the trailer or whatever before this season came on, we already knew he was going to be in this season. I'm just like, just keep on bringing people back and forth between each franchise, eh? Like, so anyway, she's dating him. They've been dating for about 3 months, and she's known him, I think she said, since her Rockefeller days or whatever. They start reminiscing about, New York, because she had went up to New York with him for a while, and, she loves him. She says that she loves him and says that he's honest and genuine, and I'm just like, I don't know about all that. Not with Cisco, okay? So, anyways, he talks about his spine injury, and how he has a hard time getting up in the morning, because he had a procedure done, and did he say he got stabbed somewhere or something? I mean, stabbed in his spine or something like that. I think something like that he was saying as to why he has this injury or whatever, and they had to put a metal rod up in him and blase, and he not too comfortable, like showing that around a lot of females. But Tierra makes him feel different. And I'm just like, so what about your baby mama that you've known for years? But anyway, so she wants him to meet, her friends or whatever. And he's not sure because, he admits that he has a bad rep. And I'm just like, well, knowing is half the battle, my friend. And, she claims that, they're going to love him. So, moving on from that, we have Safari at his launch party for his coconut oil. He brings out Chanel West Coast. The next thing you know, Brooke and Nia, they show up and everything. And, Brooke is already coming up in the place hostile because, Jade is going to be there or whatever. She's calling Jade, a paralegal thought or whatever. And I'm just like, well, damn. Like, I mean, why are you mad at her? Like, last week you said that you was talking like as if you was going to have like a civil conversation with the girl and then whoop Marcus's ass for lying. You was sounding logical last week, but this week you want some other shit, and I was just like, girl, what? So anyways, Brooke, I think this is when Brooke and Nia, yeah, they spot out Jade or whatever, so they walk over to where she's at, and she's sitting with Chanel West Coast, Nikki, and Safari and everything. And she's talking about how, she's the one sitting next to Marcus and Jade is in the rear view mirror and all this other bullshit. And, she's asking Jade all these questions about, what type of business does she handle in regards to her being a paralegal. And, she's telling Brooke, and Brooke is like, do you handle divorces and stuff? And, Jade is telling her, yeah, or whatever. And, Brooke is like, well, I want to hear the story and, all this other stuff. And, Jade is like, are you talking about, Marcus Black or whatever? And, Brooke is like, yeah, and Jade is like, well, I mean, I divorced him so me and him could move forward and all this other bullshit. And Brooke is, in her confessional talking about no, he wants to be with me or whatever. He paid you in dick. So, thank you for your services, but you can go now. And I'm just like, and you proud to say that your supposedly man paid another woman, a woman that's supposed to be his paralegal on top of that, in dick. Okay, Brooke. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, anyways, Nikki, she's like, she interjects and she's like, so Brooke, are you the wife or whatever? And Brooke is like, no, I'm everything. And I'm just like, I mean, ain't neither one of y'all nothing because, well, I guess at this point, if he's really divorced like he says he is, then but still, you know what I'm saying? He cheating on you with, he cheating on you with old girl. Apparently you not everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, Jade is like, How are you going to speak for a man, a grown ass man that's not even here to, speak for himself or whatever? And, Brooke's still popping off. And Jay, like, I mean, you coming at me instead of him. Like, you coming at the wrong person. And I'm with Jade. I'm like, yeah, Brooke, you coming at the wrong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And, she's like, I've known him for 12 years and you some bitch that he just met or whatever. And Brooke is like, you need to tone it down and calm it down with that bitch word or whatever. But it's like, no, the fuck she don't, Brooke, because you came at her all the way incorrect from the jump street. Okay. So anyways, Chanel, no, Brooke is like, oh, so you gangster now, something like that. Chanel, she interjects and she's like, Jade is more white than me or whatever. And she's half black and I'm gangster. And I'm just like, what the hell am I watching here? Like, I feel like Chanel is kind of like the LA version of Mariah Lynn a little bit. Like, she was just going a little bit too hard or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, they kind of, going back and forth a little bit more. And then, Brooke and Nia, they finally leave, whatever. So moving on, we get Moniece, Nia, and Zale. They're meeting up or whatever. He tells them that, he met up with Alexis Sky, and they're like, what? Like, I would have cussed your ass out and blase. And he's telling them about the conversation that they had. Nia, she's like, nobody should be mad because neither one of them are with Fetty at this point. So, like, really, what is the fucking issue? Like, exactly. Finally, Nia's making some sense. But anyways, Zale, that's when he tells about the meetup that he had with Masika or whatever, and how, pretty much it didn't go well and everything. And, Moniece is like, well, we weren't there or whatever. And, despite my attempts to tell Zale to kind of stay out of it, he's probably not. So, I mean, hey, do what you do, So, Nia, she brings up the whole invite that Tierra gave them about having dinner with Cisco or whatever. And Nia, she wants to know, she wants him to know about Tierra's, drinking or whatever, and is he like helping her out if he does know about it? And Moniece, she's calling LA her city or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, ain't none of y'all doing nothing that important to be claiming the whole fucking city. Like, really, But anyway, she says how this is her city or whatever, and she could find she could find any motherfucker that she needs to, if, he hurts Tierra or whatever. So, Moniece, she kind of has some of her own issues, with Cisco or whatever, because he called her a bitch one time. And, Nia tells her, well, girl, just put that to the side, for Tierra and everything. And, Moniece is like, okay, well, I'll be cool with Uncle Fester or whatever, just as long as he don't come with no bullshit. So then we get Alexis and, Solo Lucci or whatever his name is. And, they meet up or whatever, and she kind of feels like they're moving too fast. So she's asking, how does he feel about her? And he thinks that she's better than what people think of her or whatever, despite the type of pictures that she posts on social media and blah, blah, blah. And, he's saying how this is his first public, relationship and all this other stuff. He ain't never really posted no other female on his social medias and all this other stuff. And she lays it on him like, look, I think I'm pregnant, and he's like, huh? That's a good thing. And I'm just like, say what now? And she talks about, like, how is this a good thing? Like, you have so much baggage, like, with your baby mama. She's always disrespecting me and posting stuff on social media, trying to, come in between me and my money, because a lot of the stuff that she, a lot of the gigs that she gets and stuff is through social media. And so, he's saying how he can't do nothing about that pretty much or whatever. And she's like, I mean, I don't have my ex calling you and all this other stuff. And he's like, what you mean? Like, I'll knock his head off and all this other bullshit. And he's acting like it's no big deal or whatever. And she just walks off, and I'm just like, wonder how long that's gonna last. But anyways, so next up we have Hazel in the studio with Ray J and Safari. Ray J has to hold up his end of the bargain with the bet that he made with the fellas. And he's listening to Hazel, and he thinks that she sounds pretty good, and that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, but he thinks that she sounds good. I don't know, maybe I need to hear like the actual song in its entirety. But anyways, he's vibing to it. Safari's vibing to it. Then Cisco, he comes. He's hoping that he doesn't get like the West Coast version of the Creep Squad, considering he going through so much drama with them right now. And Ray J is telling Cisco about the bet that he made with the fellas or whatever. And Safari is asking, like, did you tell Princess about it? And he's like, no, I ain't tell her, and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, why not, Ray? Like, but I'm gonna get more into that later on. So anyways, Hazel, she's calling Ray J a legend or whatever, and whenever he calls, she gotta be there. And I'm just like, who in the Sam hell said that Ray J was a legend? I need to understand this. Like, ooh, no, baby, what is you doing, baby? But anyway, so he's telling them about him dating Tierra or whatever, and they like, what? And Ray J feels as though Tierra needs to be saved and all this other stuff. And Cisco, he's talking about how she wants, him to meet her friends. He's not too sure about that. And Safari tells him, listen, when you in LA, when you're dating the chick in LA, you're dating her friends and the motherfuckers that's gossiping about your relationship and and shit like that. So I guess since Tierra has come back to LA, she's kind of gone back to what she was doing before, because I guess apparently she's been partying every night and he can't really deal with that too much. So next we get A1. He's sitting with Marcus. They talking or whatever. Next thing Brooke shows up and is asking A1 to leave or whatever so she can have a moment with Marcus. A1, he's out. He like, I'm out because I already know that look, and they ain't nothing good. So Brooke is telling him, to get your paralegal hoe here and everything, like where she's at. You better get her here in 2.5 seconds and all this other bullshit. And Jade, she comes and everything. Brooke, she I guess went into the back or something. And Jade thinks it's about to be all lovey-dovey or whatever. Brooke, she comes out the back and everything. And Jade just looks like she's just like lost, you know what I'm saying? At a loss for words. So, Brooke wants Marcus, to tell Jade, what the business is between them. And Marcus, claims that Brooke is the love of his life or whatever. And Jade, she's trying to have a conversation with him, but Brooke keeps on interrupting, being childish or whatever. And Jade is like, okay, mom, or whatever. And, Jade, she's sick of Brooke, her washed up has-been ass. And I'm just like, when was she ever? You know what I'm saying? Like, has been. When was she ever? She only had one song, okay? But anyways, Marcus is like, it was never like that between me and you. You not my bitch and all this other shit. And then Brooke tells, Marcus to come on and everything, this, that, and the third. So they step outside or whatever. And he like, okay, cool, and she like, no nigga, like, I'm done with you or whatever, this, that, and the third. And he like, so I mean, why you ain't do that in there? And she's like, because I wanted to see y'all in. Goodbye. And I'm just like, really, Brooke? Like, that just took Petty to a whole nother level. Like, you really didn't have to do all that. Like, why? You could have teamed up with old girl, you know what I'm saying, and been going in on, y'all both could have been going in on his dumb ass, but instead you do all this extra shit and just look fucking stupid. But anyway, so moving on. We get a quick scene with Princess and Ray J. She takes a pregnancy test and it came back negative. She's emotional, whatever. Ray has been kind of throwing himself into the studio a lot lately, and he's trying to encourage her that they're going to, be able to do this or whatever, whatever. And I just don't understand why Ray won't tell her what's going on, especially because this is your wife. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's embarrassed and his ego is probably bruised or whatever. But I mean, still, it's best to tell her, so at least she knows that, you know what I'm saying, that is that it is really, I mean, what am I trying to say, Lord? I think he should tell her so that that she knows, you know what I'm saying, so she don't be sitting up here just wondering why she can't get pregnant, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, we have A1 and Lyrica. They're in the studio, whatever. She's doing her song. Some manager comes in. Some manager comes in or whatever for a meeting with him, and he's like, oh, this is with Ty Dolla Sign's sister or whatever, and he's telling Lyrica, I'll be back or whatever. And Lyrica's like, I said no female artists and everything, this, then the third. A1 is like, I mean, I've been set this up, so I'll be right back. So A1, he's telling Ty Dolla Sign's sister and the manager how dope she is or whatever, this, that, and the third. But, he can't sign her. You know what I'm saying? So he leaves real quick and brings out Lyrica or whatever. And he's like, and my wife is going to tell you why. And Lyrica is like, oh, you just on some real fuckboy shit, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? And she explains the situation to the manager or whatever, and the manager is like, okay, well, he's telling me something different, so this sounds like this is like a threatening situation here. And Lyrica claims, like, no, it's not a threatening situation, like, I'm not worried about no other female. I mean, it kind of looked that way to me, but okay. So the manager is saying maybe we should do this another time or whatever. And Lyrica says it's not going to happen at all. And she just popping off and all this other shit. Like, I'm his wife and yada, 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 and all this other bullshit. And Lyrica, she's like, you should have told me this a private da 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 or whatever. And, A1 is like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you ain't my manager or whatever. So she throws some water on him, tells him that he looks thirsty and all this other bullshit. And this is like, Lyrica, and for one, A1 shouldn't have did that shit. He shouldn't have brought her out there, you know what I'm saying, for her to tell, old girl what the situation is, what the situation is. Lyrica, you really shouldn't have acted like that because you might mess up future business ventures for the both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Them seeing y'all act like that, people be like, oh no, that's the crazy couple right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he can't work with no females, and just, just a whole bunch of extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And in that industry, I'm pretty sure word does get around quick. So y'all need to do something, okay? So then lastly, we get the meeting of the friends, of the posse of Tierra Marie. So, Tierra wants Nia's opinion because she already knows how Moniece and Zale feels about Sisqó. Nia, she's like, I'm not sure if you're aware of her alcohol problem, and like, have you been helping if you are aware? And he claims that he has or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Tierra agrees, and Moniece is like, she's been back home, since Tiara has been back home, it's been the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I don't know how this night is going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? Then Moniece and Cisco, they start to talk about their issues. And Moniece is like, I felt like I was a pawn in you and Rich's bromance issues or whatever. And Zale is like, I mean, well, you can't really take that to heart or whatever, because Cisco was crying or whatever. And Cisco like, no, I wasn't. And even Moniece is like, yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't or whatever. This, then, third. And I'm like, see, Zale, you need to mind yours. Okay? So, Zale, he kind of talks under his breath, talking about well, it's been so many other times. I guess, referring to, Cisco crying and shit or whatever. And Cisco, he's over it and he leaves. You know what I'm saying? And TT, she gets upset. She's like, y'all just can't get it together for like 2 seconds and make me feel good. And she's, all emotional or whatever. And Nia's like, no, like, calm down. Like, you feel attacked or whatever. That's why you're like this and everything. And, Moniece is telling her, look, we gonna always keep it real with you. And, even if you fall, we're going to always be there to help you pick up the pieces or whatever. Zale, he's like, look, I apologize. I said some shit. He kind of got a little too sensitive. So, go out there and get him, tell him I apologize, whatever. And she's having a hard time getting up. So at this point, she's, drunk. Cisco, well, Tiara goes out, and Cisco, he's waiting for like a cab or whatever. And he pretty much tells her, either you gonna go back in there with them or you gonna come with me. So she decides to come with him and everything. And Cisco is confused, because Tiara is saying a lot of shit to him that doesn't make any sense because she's drunk, you know what I'm saying? And she's, like I said, just kind of fumbling everywhere. And she looked like she was drunk. This didn't look like no Mona shit, you know what I'm saying? It did look like she was, fucked up. And damn, it's just, I don't even know what to say. Like, I really do want Tiara to get help, but she does have to want help for herself. I think that she really is in denial about the fact that she has an alcohol problem. And I do want her to get well, because the girl is talented, but she just can't seem to really just focus on her career, But I almost feel like she probably don't even need to be on this show right now. You know what I'm saying? That she probably needs to, deal with that. But I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.